Okay, and there's another one. This is the XT wallet on Chrome Store. I'm hearing myself.
You're hearing yourself, okay. Hello guys, welcome to the stream. Now I will start by doing some giveaways for Roger's NFTs. Where's my screen? Sorry guys for problems. Share. So I choose it with Twitter picker. This was a tweet which are lucky. So we have 14 entries. Who is lucky? Begin drawing process. Begin draw. Okay, something went back. Okay, N. It's like always in live streams. What I did bad. Win accounts, okay, it load. I just tried it before stream, it worked, but now.
This is not nice. This is
okay, I need to press here, load. Okay.
I think.
Listen through a set amount of winners is less than entries in the okay. We need to somehow to give away for I don't know for whom. How to do this drawing now live? Who will say less? Oliver,
What
say
question?
number.
What
You can go to random or
something's wrong
say
here.
like
I retweeted it. I don't appear here. That's all.
Sorry, Roger.
I am 99% sure I retweeted this, but it doesn't appear. What the heck is going on?
Sorry, quality of sound. I don't
your sound
understand.
is not really good. It starts. I mean, how many people we have? 14, is it right?
We have 14 people from where it's me, it's Joss, it's Nivok.
Those guys don't count.
Yes, yeah. Okay, let's try to do it to give to first one, and that's all. I don't know. Valdraland.
Now let me see something. We can get to a random org and make it like 1 to 13 and giving a number from random org. Let me see. Is that an option to do so? I'm not sure.
I'm just giving to Valdraland. Congratulations, Valdraland, you are winner.
Oh man.
Okay, now Frank asked me to promote his new collection. He just now putting 6,000 NFTs, and you can get free of this by just going to Twitter and following Signum official, Signum art, retweeting and liking this tweet, and tagging three friends. It is by replying to this tweet by free your friends, and you will get one of this NFT. Okay. At the end of the stream, please write your address, and I will say when to write your address, and one of this live stream viewers will get our Romans NFT. Wolf, who winner Waldemar won this black opal, and this lizards will go for live viewers. Sorry for my little problems.
Yeah, that's okay. These chameleons, wow, they are awesome. It's another awesome collection. I like it very much.
Yes, the
Great job.
house. Thank you. How to stop this?
So in the meanwhile, I mean, probably handing over like with small introductions, myself, Deleterium, and Rock.
Okay, sorry, I don't see a button to stop.
So in the meanwhile, just for people who don't know me, I'm one of the most active developers, especially on the application side for Signum. I'm the creator of the entire architecture, engineering architecture for the Signum art platform. I'm the creator of the XT wallet. I mean, I'm the creator of the Phoenix wallet together with Dylan, I'm the creator of, I don't know what, a lot of things. Sigma.js, the SDK, TypeScript, JavaScript SDK to interact with the Signum platform, blockchain, and all this stuff. Yeah, so consider myself a pretty bit active in the community and trying to give my best to make people, know Signum and working with all the tools that we provide them. And we are still in the beginning, even. So I'm in the community since 2019 actively, just for you to know. And yeah, that's it. So I'm handing over to Deleterium. Oh, I'm from Brazil, but I'm not Brazilian.
So you are who?
What?
I mean, you are.
No, I'm German. Yeah, I'm German.
You are German.
Yeah, I'm German. I choose Brazil for my country. So don't get me wrong, but it's nice.
So you are many. Sorry, you are many years in Brazil. How much years?
So like 2022. The last 2 years, just like they faded away from my brain. What happens in the last 2 years? I can't remember that. Since 2008, I think it's 14 years in Brazil.
14.
Yeah. So probably Deleterium would be the next to introduce himself.
But we don't see him.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah,
yes, we are hearing, but not seeing.
Yeah, I think I have some problems with my computer. Also, my camera is frozen, but I can talk here. I'm from
your
Brazil.
audio is also way worse. It's still understandable, but worse.
So, just check here. I think it's better now.
Yeah, I can hear you very good.
Yeah, and I'm also from Brazil. I'm a mechanical engineer.
You're eating your microphone. That sounds really hard.
Yeah, no, I feel like a little bit overdriven. So I mean, you can reduce a little your microphone. I mean, you're not really. It was like a bit of the noisy. Sorry for that. So go back to the first settings because that was good. Your sound quality initially was good from my side.
Oh, it's
yeah, it's good. Go on.
Trying to. And I'm also from Brazil.
Something always goes wrong when going live. It's who?
And I'm a mechanical engineer, and in the last year more or so, I'm more focused on Signum, and I made some programs to Signum network, and included this the Smart C. That is the biggest project that I have now.
This is an understatement, to be honest. I mean, Smart C is a compiler for smart contracts based on the C-like language, which compiles down to our virtual machine language. So it's not something you can say like, oh, just make Smart C. It's like a huge thing. Congrats for that. I mean, I really appreciate that. That's huge work, like web interface compiler and all this stuff. That's pretty awesome work. Oh yeah, there you
Thank
are.
you.
We can see you. Yeah. And you have the small further tools like the Stellar Jewel interface. I like the Rickroll style stuff. Let me show that.
That's a game. That's not a tour. The decompiler is an example of a tour.
I'm gonna show that. That's cool. I like that very much. Just like me share my screen. Where is it? Where is that? That's the one. So I think it's shared right now. Yeah, you can see that. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's a nice old school interface. You have like small games based on smart contracts and all this stuff. You can like let me link with my XD wallet. So which is this one here? This is my wallet here. And yeah, it's a nice game. I mean, this is just the beginning of this stuff. I really appreciate that.
And obviously, you're hiding the players.
Oh, there are only 4 players right now. Oh, who's that guy? He's winning. Hey, who's that?
That's me.
Very victory. Ah, you damn. Okay, I need to go into that. But this is just the beginning. I mean, you make like kind of a smart, entirely smart contract-based game here, like in old school style, all this stuff, and it's like connected with the XD wallet. That's pretty cool. I like it very much. So played around. So I could be more plays on that, to be honest. And I'm not sure if you're bringing up more spaceships later. But yeah, that was a pretty cool beginning. I liked it very much. That's not looking. Well, okay, we're close.
Yeah, I have. I have some plans to add some more spaceships, but we will just make some changes in the game. So when I have some more free time about that, I can make an upgrade to the game for the new spaceships.
Yeah, that's cool. So, oh, we have another person, famous person who joined here. Maybe before Delitarium, probably we can Roger introduce himself rapidly because you were here in the session since a while. Just give like 30 seconds what you're doing and why you're here and all the stuff. And we have Alistair and we have even Joss.
That's really interested in the project. I help the community a whole lot. I also do a lot of auditing of stuff, and I'm from the Netherlands.
Okay, cool. You're an active community member. So, Alistair also joined. Now that's nice. But who's the other guy in the middle there? It's like Jay Joss. You wanted to say something, Joss, please.
Hey guys, how are you doing? I'm doing great.
Hello.
Sorry, I was a little bit late, but let's move on. Yeah, nice to meet you, Ali Star, 2-star. I don't know.
Oh, hey, how's it, Boo? How's it going?
Yeah, nice. Long time no see, Alistair. It's the way we were. It's like stuck in pandemic or what going on.
You like my office?
Yeah. just a notion for some people here. I mean, Joss made and now he's really humble and shy person. And just to have an idea, Joss is the architect of what we're talking about today. Yeah. I mean, that guy has done all the things we will present today about the upcoming hard fork, which I mean, the main topic here we should talk about. And yeah, so just saying hi out here.
And we all probably get something.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I would like, take a look at the moderation here. I would like to go through a few features here right now. First thing, I mean, the most important thing is just before I go to the hard fork features and explain a little bit, and it's nice to have Joss on board because he can even, with his expertise, explain a little more in details some of the things. But one thing I want to make sure to understand that the last 8 months, especially since November, so we had some of the developers like me and Joss and even iPro, our designer, and even Frank from Switzerland, very actively working on a lot of things. We were probably a little bit, I'm not sure if we really, we didn't disappear, but we made a lot of things and we're working hard on a lot of things. And one of the biggest outcomes was the Signum art portal. It's an NFT portal, but it's more like showing the power that we have with our platform. Just share my screen for people who haven't seen that yet, the Signum art platform. And I would Just let me see, sharing the screen. Hey, what's that? Share the screen. It's here. And I would like to emphasize a little bit how.
Just real quick, in the chat, somebody is saying that is that Harvey talking in the background. I know that's your developer.
Who's talking in the background?
That's a message from a YouTube chat that he says is Harvey talking in the background to the bot, but that's obviously not right.
Sure. Well, let's go on. So that's our landing page of the platform here. Many people know that already. We just launched this 1 month ago for the public. We will do a little bit more promotion on that platform because we made something like we call a soft launch. That means that we open this for the public and people start working on it while we in the parallel, we were like improving things. So one of the things we improved recently were like loading times. So for people who don't know that and say like, why it's loading so slow? Let me see what's going on here. You have to keep in mind that all the images are on IPFS and they're loaded directly from IPFS. Who knows IPFS? It's distributed, a really distributed, you can almost say decentralized file storage platform, which we integrated here. And that is the case why some of the images are not loading that fast because they need to be discovered by the network. So we worked on that because we decided if we want to talk about decentralized applications, we need to use decentralized technology. It makes no sense if you go over to Amazon S3 storage stuff and all that. Even they serve faster than it's on a single server. And just to have the notion, the NFTs you're seeing here, they're not removable anymore from the network. They're like immutable right now, like they are on the blockchain. They're not on the blockchain, but they're on a kind of more appropriate technology called IPFS. So that's
just saying, you're slightly off. It is sometimes possible to remove them, but not to alter because of the pinning issue.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, there's something like a mechanics behind of that. And this is one of the things that we needed to work on the so-called pinning stuff. I don't want to go into the details. It's like, I'm just telling the people that these kind of things are not hosted on any specific server. They're like distributed worldwide. And this is one of the key points. And that's why we ask people when they use the platform to use their pinning API keys for the artists and all this stuff. We will have support for another platform. Right now, we're using a pinning service called Pinata, which is the most popular one, but they're going over to another one. We additionally will bring the second one, which is like NFT storage, okay? That NFT storage is already in the backend, it's being supported. Last week, I offered a mass upload tool that allows us to mint NFTs for hundreds and thousands of collections. At this moment, people are already using this and uploading that. There are kind of tricky things behind that, and we're trying to abstract away and make it as easy as possible for all the people to use. So that is the NFT platform. Around this NFT platform, you need to have a notion of it. It's not only a platform. Great work by iPro at this place. So he's the entire design of the interface. While I'm more on the architecture parts, and we have all the business and development parts is with Frank, and just provided all the standards for the NFT stuff. So we have an NFT standard similar to an ERC 721, like in Ethereum, which is called SRC40. We have specification on that. But these are all the back-end work we're doing. It's like laying groundwork for further things. And I can already say something, which is being discussed already and very heavily in the Ethereum world, which is like we're talking about right now, soulbound tokens and all that. This will come on our platform too. And
also a nice feature, there is a standard also where it's just been created called SRC40 NFT and the SRC40 standard. That's also a nice thing.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm saying that. So we established a standard for that. We will extend this standard a little bit because we just figured out that everybody in the Ethereum world is talking about SBT, which is the soulbound tokens. That means it's a non-transferable token. I mean, it's like, if you think of it, it's like a bit of weird, but there are kind of use cases, important use cases to have it, like certifications, batching, achievement patches, proof of attendance things, and all the stuff. That is coming over, and this will be even available before it will be available on Ethereum. So it's really no magic behind that. They're just talking that like in clouds all the time. Okay, that's just giving you the idea of that it's coming out on that.
Obviously, Ethereum is proof of work and ridiculously bad.
Sorry? There's some repeating background noise. Do you hear that also?
We have echo
I
from
think someone's
Delitarium.
got YouTube open. Someone's got the YouTube open.
Okay.
I muted Delitarium.
Okay, it's cool. Okay. So additionally to that work, and this is even important to say, there is a direct, it's coming up. There is a direct effort, a lot of effort that got me to this wallet here. Okay. There's an invalid password. I'm nervous. Guys are nervous. Why am I nervous? Or was it just B from yesterday? I'm not sure. Okay, so this is our wallet here. I mean, you can even maximize view going out and seeing it that way. This one is the first step in the world that people can use or develop applications or apps and connecting the wallet and making all the interactions. I struggled a lot, guys. I struggled a lot because Google changed some of the main version for the extension stuff. And this almost broke everything. And I know I'm even in contact with Consensus guys because they will have even the same problem with MetaMask coming up. And they asked me how I solved certain things, just to have an idea of that. Being humble at that moment. But I mean, I solved the problem mostly. How to work on the mechanic. I won't go into details, but this was really annoying. I worked on that for weeks and weeks and weeks, and suddenly Google just said in November and January said like, hey, change the version, and now you have to do this and this, and it stopped working the way it should be. We will extend this wallet very soon, and this is coming up for a roadmap by token features. There will be totally token features, and this has to do with all this stuff of the Rainbow hard fork, which is coming up by the end of the month. So people, this will be pretty awesome. Go on, Roy.
Small incident a while ago with nodes that cost on high transaction fee. That was
I can't barely understand what you're saying. It's like doing. Can you improve your sound a little bit?
I'm sorry. I just meant we had previously also had some nonsense with a node of great that cost the fees to go out of the bag. We also.
Do you understand what he's saying? Sorry. Can already repeat what he was saying because I barely
No, it's half sentence, last part of sentence disappears. Something about incident of something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by incident. I'm sorry, Roger.
What I meant is a while ago, a node of great cost the fees to get very high.
Could anybody understand him?
Now, center of a sentence disappears.
I'm sorry about this. I don't know what's going on.
Now we hear good.
Yeah, for some reason. Okay, but okay, yeah. Sorry for that, Roger. But probably, yeah. How we can improve that? The question is still, damn. Well, yeah, going on. So, show must go on. What I say is like these are kind of things we fit it together right now, and now we're going forward with what's going on with the hard fork, with the Rainbow hard fork. So this will happen on June 25.
Should it work better now?
Probably, I don't know, Roger. Just
Probably.
like saying one, but then you start to talk about that, it's like getting slower, lower the voice. So probably it's a good chance to repeat your questions what you were asking about. I just like to hook it up.
Yeah, I just mentioned the fact that we had some
It's probably Zoom's software doing something.
It seems like censorship. Like every time he's talking about something about incident, it's like just did you understand what he said?
He probably needs to disable the Zoom automatic volume control because Zoom believes you're speaking too loud, and so he goes you to essentially zero, and we cannot listen to you.
Okay, just it works now. It's really annoying.
Yes, it now works.
Yeah, that Zoom thing was annoying, but I just meant we also had some nonsense a while ago with a node upgrade causing fees to go very high.
He is asking about fees, that fees went very high. I don't know about this problem.
Yeah, the fees can go high if the chain is congested.
I
That's
meant
for sure.
we had about a month ago something really odd happen and fees were like 1 to 2 Signum for no apparent reason.
He is talking about his suggestion when we have this
No.
article
He said
possibly
no. I understand. He's saying like we had an incident where the fees going up for it because there was something wrong.
I remember this incident when we have this with article about suggested fee. When software asked nodes for suggested fee and it returned that information after hard fork.
Yeah, that was, I don't remember when that happened, a couple of months ago maybe, or even more, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought
just
it was more
glitch.
recent. I'm being confused. I'm mixing up things. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, we had that, I think a couple months ago or even before, which was that was just a glitch with the suggested fee mechanism, because it is an heuristic that tries to tell you what fee you should use to get your transaction confirmed very fast. And that was solved right after. It's not a protocol problem, just a small problem in this logic that suggests the fees. And I don't even remember what was the fix, but something very simple.
Yeah. Okay. Going on that, we're talking about the hot fork rainbow. Joss actually is the key person. He does like put a lot of efforts into what we achieve right now. So we have rolled out the new version. It's called 3.4. And this will activate on block 1,029,000 on around 25th of June, the new features. So you're we have discussed all these protocol improvements for weeks and months inside the community. People voted and discussed on that. These SIPs are really like linked to the technical specifications of the ideas behind. And there are many things of that. It's like, it's a really huge update for the entire platform because it brings so many crazy features. I'm not even capable to understand all the implications we have because of that. Some of the things, of course, I understand very good. Others not so good because it's not even. I mean, the rest is like imagination. What we are able to do with this.
Oh, one more thing. I thought SIP 40 was also in the hard fork, but I think I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, it's a standard, but it's not a protocol change, so it actually does not have to be activated. It's just a standard, and
it's actually already in on the chain with the NFT portal.
Yeah, exactly. It's already running. Yeah.
Yeah, let me try to explain for the people who don't understand how that works. We have kind of soft forks and we have kind of hard forks. The hard forks are the ones where we go on the deep level of the protocol, and because of that, structures may change behind of that and all this stuff. And it needs to be like that. That new features come on, and if that is not being in a coordinated action in the entire network, then we split up the chain, and the chains are not mergeable anymore. So that's it's a deep level change. There are other like soft level changes or soft hard forks, is like when we change something in the API to interact with that. For example, the suggest fee calculation is something like it's a soft level thing, does not touch the protocol on the basics. And this is something like soft forks or soft or updates, or like from 3.31 to 3.2 on all that. It's always easier to handle because it does not require that, for example, exchanges need to change something. They need to really run the newest version. So it's much less coordinated. It's seamless to apply that and all this stuff. And what we're doing right now is one of
Also,
these
if you look
coordinated
at the
updates
version
of the
pie
protocol.
chart, you can clearly see that.
What?
Chat, you can also clearly see that if you look at the node version pie chart.
Yeah. 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 Okay, we can go there to see that on the chain. You can see how many are already updated. I admit that I haven't updated my node yet. And you can see the nodes there. So you see most are on 3. I'm the
It's under the node distribution tab.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see that the most people are already almost 43% already are over to the new versions, and they have time until the end of the until, let's say, like, they should update right now because they need to be updated until the 25th. Before
I already also updated up to a node I'm running because it's used. I did not upgrade my testnet node to 3.4. Should I do that? That was a bit confusing for me.
Well, usually you always run you make the newest versions on the testnet node because that's the one where we need really to guarantee that the new features coming, that they don't cause issues on the mainnet. So these features were implemented even some weeks ago already.
Yes, but should I run on testnet the 3.4 version or the newest 3.3 beta?
Yeah, you can get the latest stable 3.4.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I found it confusing. You had to run a stable on testnet. That's odd to me.
Yeah,
So,
until we have something new, that will take a few weeks to have something new for testnet. At this point, testnet and mainnet will be at the same version with the same software.
Usually, the testnet versions it tends to be more advanced because we are really testing the features and running there. So this is in the back, behind the scenes. There are kind of community members who commit themselves to work on that and helping out to figure out the stability of these networks and all the stuff. It's like in every other blockchain, we have a development network, which we need to check the features and see how it behaves in an almost production-like environment. And that's why on the testnet in the last weeks, we had a lot of updates. It's like every I remember that it was like a new beta version, and my testnet node got stuck because I need it for development. But for the common user, it doesn't really matter. It's such like mostly for developers who want to test some new features and coming out.
Yeah, I'm also running a testnet node, obviously, and many of us are here. I think many of us that we can see here are all.
Yeah. So, but let's come a little bit back now because we are already 34 minutes. We're talking about many things and all this stuff, but I want to go to the main feature, and this is really the hard one right now. So essentially, we have a lot of improvements here, and I want to go through this a little bit to explain because there are a lot of features, and I'm not sure if we can do this in the next 30 minutes. So I need to speed up a little bit and see if we can later then in the end answer the questions that are coming up. First of all, there is this talking about the smart tokens. What does it mean? Just correct me if I'm wrong. So smart tokens are, in contrast, for example, to other blockchains like Ethereum, our tokens are native. That means they're not running as smart contracts, which has on one side the advantage that there is not like execution costs, you don't need really gas and all this stuff. And this is pretty nice, but the feature existed in the Signum blockchain for years already, 4 years. And so we just gave it a boost and saying like, hey, it would be cool if we have some additional features. And one of the additional features is like they are mutable. Another thing is like we can burn them officially right now. I mean, this is okay. We just send it to an burning address. And then we have the one that we can, and this is pretty impressive, that we can make a distribution to token holders. So it's like for business cases, it's impressive. We talk about this just in a minute. Minting, issuing, okay, that's okay. You can like issuing that stuff. And there is even one more thing that is like you can introduce a treasury account. So you declare a specific account, a token holder account, like a treasury account. That means that the tokens in circulation will disconsider what's in the treasury account. So it's like yeah, it's like decentralized token emission. Probably just can hook on this and explain a bit better. But this opens a lot of more interesting features for business cases where you need to hold back the tokens and will like distribute this or just like circulate, control the circulation of the tokens. And the minting feature gives you the idea that you can, if you don't know upfront how many tokens you need for your business case, you can say like, I'm minting them accordingly my needs. So you can think of like a stream of tokens that are going through all this and then being burned in the end because they're consumed. There are a lot of things. And the distribution to token holders is done like a computation on that. And that's why we say smart transaction per second, because we are able to use this distribution and doing this in a way that we can distribute up to, and we kept this, actually let's last like limit that to 5,000 people per second, or it's like accounts per second. It's like 5,000 transactions per second. And we kept this because we know that people run their node software not on high server machines. So if we would like have requirements for our node software is like, I don't know, Solana does, and we could easily run probably 20,000 or 30,000 transactions per second of that. But we said like 5,000 is pretty good. And it's sufficient right now. And in the future, when the technology evolves, we can even go further. It's like it's artificial cap. You want to complement something on that, Joss?
No, that's exactly the case. And the need for the treasury is because tokens created in the past, they are not mintable. You cannot mint new tokens. And so usually people create a lot of tokens. But if you try to make a distribution to token holders, so this account that holds like 99.9% of all tokens will get all the distribution. So you can tell the chain that this account is actually the treasury account for this token. So any tokens inside this account is not actually circulating. And so the distribution will work even for tokens created in the past and not just the new ones when you can mint as you wish. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. This is when we introduce smart tokens. We have, we just like simplified the network fees. There were like this very uncomfortable thing of 0.00735 something. So we just like make it up to 110. We have fee cashback. Fee cashback is like, maybe Josh can explain it again. Sorry that I'm just abusing you right now with all your knowledge. But
yeah, cool. This 34 and 35, they they are kind of a package deal because we increased a little bit the fees. So they are more human friendly. But at the same time, we gave the option to have a cashback. And so this small increase in fees, you can get it back as cashback every time you run your own node, and then that node build your transaction, build all the bytes that goes in a transaction. It will introduce a given address in this transaction, and that given address, that's usually the address of the person running the node, will get a cashback for every transaction that node creates. And so that's also an incentive for people to run the nodes, even though that's very small, but it's something nice to have. And so every time you run a node, your own node, to build your transactions, you have the option to have a small fraction of the, actually is exactly 25% of the whole fee you get back as cashback.
Yeah. Just you can, it's an incentive to people. Imagine you're a dev developer and you can use any of the open of the public nodes that are there. We have any featured nodes which are like maintained with more commitment on that, saying that they should be more stable than others. But you can always say like, hey, if you use that application, you fix your own node on that. So you run your own node on the back, and you get for each applied transaction on that, for example, that you get a little bit of the money back. So it could be interesting to do this in compound like that. If your dApp is getting famous, probably, I mean, and people use it like hell, probably it's a good incentive. So that's interesting. Introduce burning fees. This is something like in the way certain things are not, I mean, fees are incentives for miners. That's, you need to keep in mind on that. Let's say like every transaction that's being, or block that's being validated inside the network, the miner for that mined or forged block, he gets the incentive of that. But certain things do not generate any transaction anymore because they were already generated in the past and they were already minted. So that's the idea behind that, saying like these fees are being burned. And what's the issue with that, from my understanding? We know that we have the 100 Signa reward per block, which is fixed. And I know that people, and this is legit, that people are complaining, saying you are not deflationary anymore. It's okay. So there were some decisions in the past that we decided to do so. It's about stabilizing the network and keeping miners on board and all the stuff. But now we have kind of mechanism like it's like removing Signa from the network in a way that we have kind of evaporation or something like that, and it's like a counter action for this inflation stuff. That is my understanding of that. And this affects certain things. I think the execution of smart contracts also is being burned, right, Joss?
Yes, that's correct. Smart contracts and subscription payments.
Yeah, exactly. And just to give a few other words about this subject. First, about inflation. Our inflation will be always around 0.5% per year. That's extremely low. It's even lower than Bitcoin current inflation. So people say Bitcoin is deflationary. Actually, it has a current inflation, which you can calculate how many coins you already have versus how many coins you have every block. And so for Signum, that's 0.5%, about a little bit over 0.5% per year.
The amount of coins you have every block doesn't change. You would mean the amount of the percent of total supply that changes.
Yeah, I'm not sure I got what you meant, but I believe it is you have already in Signa a little bit over 2 billion coins, and then you have new coins every year, every block actually. And if we get all the new coins over an entire year, that's still about only 0.5% of the coins we already have. So that's extremely low. But nonetheless, we decided we were looking for ways to make the picture even better. And we have in the chain several events that pay fees, but they are not, and these fees, those fees are paid to miners, but they have nothing to do with the miners, because when a smart contract is executed, it runs, it pays fees. But that has nothing to do with the miners, because miners already received the fees for the transactions that activated those contracts. And so the point was, everything that pays fees, that pay fees, but those are not a direct work from miners, they will be burned. And so smart contracts and also the subscription payments, as Roger said.
Not token minting, right?
No, unless you mint the tokens from inside the smart contract, and that in that case,
yeah,
it will also they will also be burned.
Yeah, This is something like it's a good introduction to that. So the next one is the sort like it's an understatement here. It's like generous.
And one more thing, by the way, you just said
Yeah.
Bitcoin is more inflation. That obviously changes since they have no maximum, minimum, minor reward. That will obviously go down, and Signum will eventually be more inflationary than Bitcoin.
Exactly.
That's just a net.
Exactly. It will take a few years for the Bitcoin inflation to be as low as our current inflation, and our inflation will decrease way slower, almost constant. And if Bitcoin keeps the current code or the current logic, their inflation will go to zero somewhere in the future.
It will actually never technically go to zero because it's a halving every 4 years.
Yeah, but there is inside the code, if I remember correctly, there will be one point where that division will be rounded to zero.
Yes,
if
you
I
are right
recall
about that.
correct.
There's some nonsense about bit shifting that pretty much just means that it will eventually round down.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's focus to the Signum.
Yes, obviously.
No, I mean, yeah, it's okay, but it's okay to explain that concept behind it. Okay, cool. So we have this one generous smart contract upgrade. I mean, I'm really interested. I'm personally very interested in smart contracts. Actually, did Ethereum also, and of course JOS, because this is like powers a lot of things. We know that the entire blockchain world is like crazy for smart contracts. So
me too. I did a bunch of stuff with a smart contract and a vanity generator, which is a bit of a nice thing.
Cool. Yeah. So what happens? What is this smart contract upgrade? So first thing, and this is one of the biggest steps in our, just like historically saying, Signum, when it started in 2014, it introduced as first blockchain, so far we know, full Turing complete smart contract logic based on an assembly language. It's called Signum or Siam. And it was even almost 1 year before Ethereum started with Solidity and all this stuff. It was like in the past, like always, like it was complicated to work on that because it was like assembly language, and you need to be very tech savvy and you need to understand what you're doing.
Are there actually no other changes now that are Turing complete?
No, in the Solidity and all the stuff is Turing complete there, but until that point, there was kind of additional payments and automation.
Nothing is technically Turing complete because you need infinite memory, but never mind that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, in that way, nothing is Turing complete. But we know. I mean, we are from computer science. We know exactly what it means. It means like we can potentially every calculable problem can be calculated with that if we have infinite memory and all this things. So that is our client.
Only difference is I believe Signum has a maximum number of pages. I don't know if Ethereum has that.
So the features on that stuff is like we introduced right now after it came up with JAWS introduced the Java syntax compiler down to that, simplifying much more the development of that. And Ethereum did the same with the smart seed stuff. We have right now SDKs around that. And I think the smart move to going over to a language that exists already makes the tooling everything as simple. So I can write without any plugin. I can write my smart contracts using VS Code. Of course, there are limits of that. I cannot use the entire SDK and all this stuff, but these are really, it's not important. The point is that until now, we were only able to work directly on the native coin Signum. And now we are able to introduce, and this is a big move, like to mint, to issue, and to burn tokens inside the smart contracts.
That's the upgrade lower. That's not this upgrade.
That's this update.
Yeah, the tokens are the SIP 39, and we have also the general upgrade 37. But we can comment on both at the same.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But this is a package of that. I mean, okay, gotcha.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you for that detail on that. Yeah. But what's mean like we can now mint and burn all this stuff inside the smart contracts, and this opens doors. Like I just started to work on a use case, on a business use case, and I just like say, oh, cool that we have the features because it makes things so easy to do. So And furthermore, and this, I mean, this is something what I saw in the beginning is like, I can't even imagine what is the power of that feature. Yeah, and there's something a little bit more, a tiny thing in the middle, which is SIP38, which is even more powerful, I think, or at least that powerful, because it's called map support for smart contracts. I would like to hand over to Joss to say what this means, because I just got the idea what this all is about 2 days ago, and it was like mind-blowing for me. So like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's a feature that enables your smart contract to have actually a database at its disposal, and so you can store and retrieve data, not limited by any constraint. Every time you need to store or retrieve some data from this.
There is a size limit on this.
No, there is no size limit, because you pay a fee every time you use it, and so you have a control for that. You prevent spam by using fees, but there is no limit. You can use the amount of memory you want, but every time you do that.
I did not know that. I thought it was limited by the data stack pages of a contract.
No, that's besides your data stack. You have this database available to you, and so you can store data and retrieve later. It doesn't need to be on the same block. It can be anytime in the future. And more interesting,
contract, which is amazing.
Yeah, you can even read from another contract, and so they can communicate.
This is some fucking crazy shit, man. I'm sorry for that, but when I got the idea, this was like, whoa. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so you can implement.
The craziest thing is multiple contracts talking to each other in the same block.
Yeah, they can do that, but if you always read from an external contract that they state from a previous block or earlier, you don't read on the same block the changes, because the changes are applied after the block ends, unless it's inside the same contract. So if you save and you retrieve, you get the latest version even in the same block. But that's very technical, and I don't think we need to go that deep. But essentially, it opens up a lot of use cases that every time you had a limit because you don't have memory, you don't have space, you don't have data available enough to handle, for instance, millions of users of a single contract.
Yeah, so now you have coming back to that Stellar Duo program that has a limit of 64 players.
Yeah, exactly. If it is implemented using this, you don't have any limitation on players. You can have as many players as you want, as you have, as long as people interact with it. And every time they read or write to this database, they pay a small fee, and this fee will be burned. And so that's also helpful.
Is that just a minimum fee of 0.016 now? What is that fee?
It's the same fee, what we call a API fee for smart contracts, which is the minimum fee. Yeah. Divided by 10, if I recall correctly.
The minimum.
Ethereum might remember better. Is it? I think it's divided by 10, 1/10 of minimum fee.
Just to say something on that. I mean, I'm not sure if that's clear, but now we are able, not even, I mean, we can like manage a lot of users inside one contract, but we can do anything, add something else. We can like have a contract like a source of information, and other contracts can read these information from that contract. Just like this is an oracle. I mean, this is an oracle.
One thing, will normal accounts have such a database? No, right?
Sorry, I did not understand your comment.
Will normal contracts have a database like that? Just a normal account from a random user?
No, just the contracts. You need to create a contract to be able to write.
Okay.
We have an open API that you can use to read this data, so the outside world can read but use normal accounts, not contracts, cannot write to it. At least not
And
at
the
this
API call to read from the web is feeless, right?
Exactly, it's feeless. You just read it. You just need to run a node or access a running node, and so you can ask.
But the write obviously does cost a fee from anywhere. Any write
Exactly, because to write a contract needs to run, and so it pays a fee to write. And inside a contract, if it reads, a fee is also paid.
But that's interesting. We can cross-read the data from other contracts. I mean, I'm not sure if other contracts can do. I'm not really into it, but I don't know if Ethereum is capable to do that, or do we have something similar in other worlds of blockchains? Just to have probably, I see here something like a distinguished feature, but is it really? I mean, just you're more into it that more. Is this something unique?
I think so, because when you need to interact with oracles in Ethereum, usually one needs to write a message to the other one and they reply. And so all this costs a lot of fees because they are all contracts running. And interacting, but not in our case. When you read this data, you don't make the other contract to run. You just read it. It's just there sitting, and then you read it.
And that's interesting. I saw it like when I got the idea and said, wow, there's so many cool stuff with it to do. And actually, with the current business case I having around me, this is some of my parallel activities beside development, trying to attract businesses to use our chain. It's not only me, and many people are doing that in the background. But this was something like, gosh, it's good that we have this feature because it makes all so simple right now. And I mean, I just can. I was stoked when I saw that. It's like, wow, this is much more. This is so powerful for my intention. So, big congrats to you, John. Like, we were able to do all this stuff. That's pretty cool. There is one last line. It's called readiness for multiverse. Probably you can use. We are coming close to this. I mean, 1 hour already here, but probably this multiverse is like a confusing term for many people. Like, I mean, probably you can, in a very short sentences, explain to people what this means with multiverse.
For starters, I think first thing is to realize that our future will be multi-chain, several chains running, Signum along many others, and there will not be a single chain to rule the world. So many chains should run. And realizing that we have a very interesting technology here, and there are other applications that could use this technology. And what we see is in the future, we should have more chains like Signum with the same ideas behind, but with some special features. And so we worked very hard to make our code base very easily, that you can customize it very easily, and to run other chains, but let's say friendly chains that collaborate, that work together, and not just someone spins a new chain and does nothing and just trying to make money.
There also be an option to easily exchange coins between chains.
There will be several methods. They are not in place exactly already. What's in place is for every chain, your keys will lead to same address, and so that helps a lot because you have half the way there already. Because if I have a Signum address and I have another chain using the same technology, you have the same address, and you can just send to that same account ID in the other chain. And you know that the other account is controlled by the same keys, and so that's half the way.
And then there will obviously be a different prefix often.
Exactly, different prefix but same address, and the same keys control the same account ID. And of course, both sides will have smart contracts, and so we can make them interact using atomic swaps or other similar methods.
You don't per se need to support smart contracts in your version of the chain, obviously.
Yeah, you could disable it. You can enable. We can, for instance, you can disable the smart token support if you want, and it's configurable. But the idea was to reuse all this technology and build together with other projects that have the same philosophy and same ideas, and then to join forces and not split forces.
I have a small provocation on type of that. So one of the
Hey,
experiences.
nice to see Frank also joining. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello everyone. Sorry, a little
Yeah,
bit late.
Frank. No,
Hi.
no problem. Just just like a provocation right now. We are all in a public blockchain world, decentralized and all this stuff. When you start to talk with business partners, which we're doing actively right now in the background, many questions are like, can I run my own chain? And I have to say yes, but when I just like need to say, well, does he need a network of miners? How we can do this? So it's the possibility right now to easily make it like a permissive blockchain for a specific business case. It's not like it's a lot against our ideology, but if we want to make business with that, probably this comes up frequently. These questions. So this is addressed to Jocelyn. If you maybe have an idea on that, like permissive blockchain at that moment, is that possible?
Yeah, if we have businesses wanting to use our technology but not exactly our chain, that's also supporting the project, because we work on that technology, we evolve, we create new things, and so that's why I meant by friendly projects, in the sense that they help to build our main project, which is Signum. And if we end up having other chains using this technology that are not actually Signum, but our idea is to welcome those cases that can actually help us to get better known, to get a better project overall.
Well, from my side, I mean, we get for all these things. Are there questions? Somebody, I'm not really like probably Chefas. Are you like managing the questions coming from the community?
I'm not sure. Do we continue one maybe half hour, or we just do it next weekend?
I'm not sure what's still there to talk about at this moment. Probably I went 1 hour is normally what I consider like these stream limits.
I need to give word to Alistair, what he is doing, etc.
Then let's go on. That's on. So he's at order, so let's go on. So it's okay, guys. Sorry.
How are you, Alistair?
I will shut up.
How's it, guys? All good? All good this side? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we hear but not...
Yeah, we can hear you.
Affirmative,
cool.
yes,
Yeah,
we
no,
hear
all good,
you.
man. Still carrying on the side. Internet's a bit slow, but yeah, all good. Just glad to be part of this community's progression, and just wanted to say a shout to all the guys that are actually putting in all value. That's all open, and like it's nice to see the circle turning, guys. It's time now. There's a few things we've been working on. I don't really want to take up much time now, but let's talk. Let's keep these things going. Or maybe next round we'll have something to say.
Okay, let's give now word to Frank, and he will speak about
yeah,
NFTs.
I've also been working with him on a lot of stuff.
So Roger and you, Alistair, you're working on something new that's coming up. Is that what you're saying right now?
I'm saying I'm working on quite a few things with Project 2 stuff, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. So let's see what's going on. I'm keen to see that. Keep on working, guys.
Can you, Frank, speak about partnerships? We have this question on Reddit. What is the situation with investments? Are there foundation partnerships, interested contributors who are ready to support and grow the project in the future? Can you talk about this?
Yeah, I can give a heads up. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, we have founded the SNA, and the SNA is looking for partnerships and let's say use cases for Signum, and we are already investigating some at the moment. As long as it's not, let's say, starting the development, I would say it's in discussion, but we have really good discussions right now with other companies which are really interested. Also, I think our NFT portal is like an eye-opener for people, how easy it is now to create NFTs and upload. And I'm just at the moment uploading here with our new mass upload tool from Oliver for the SNA 6,000 NFTs. It's running well. I mean, the only limitation at the moment is the IPFS itself, which is slow. Otherwise, I would be much faster. And it's super simple. Huh? It's like a 6-click stuff and done and uploading already. That means I think also we're starting now with a new documentation framework. We are helping people to get into Signum. We like to have beside the Signum documentation from the community, which is Signum community documentation.
And that's the Ubuntu you're showing.
Sorry?
You're showing this your Ubuntu screen, a blank Ubuntu screen, Shivas.
Somebody sharing your screen, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I was muted. I showed the collection with which Frank putting.
Yeah. Yeah, but was just background. Yeah, but you can show the collection. I mean, this is just running, and we at the moment I'm uploading like 50 NFTs per block or something like this. But it's really we could doing more at the moment. We could upload like 600 NFTs per block, per 4 minutes.
Like maybe twice that, maybe 1,200 a block.
It's 1,200. Yeah, with the new hard fork it will be 1,200. Because then we have a different block size, and we have. Yeah, because of the bit different block size, we are able to upload double size in this moment. Huh?
Yeah.
So
this was like a hidden feature. I haven't mentioned that, and it's not even in the article. But yeah, it's just like we just like doubled our space of block size. It's just like nice. So just like double the block.
Yeah, we have so much capacity. Why not add some more? It's not going to change anything.
Yeah, exactly. But the idea is more about if we really can activate to coming back to all these use cases. We are happy if we would have this capacity, because we now can go around like 2,000 transactions per block with the new hard fork, to be fair.
And that's about that's like a crazy. That's like 20 transactions a second.
Yeah. 2,000. Yeah, I don't know. It's like now the normal transactions 8.5. TPS is 8.5 with the new hard fork, but with our smart transactions, I think that was discussed before. I mean, as I was not in this call.
Yeah, that's like very high. That's like I thought it was like on the order of 100 or something.
Yeah, if you go for the smart transactions, we have up to 5,000 transactions per second if you calculate like this. So, but at the end, we only transmit one transaction, and we do a lot of balance and amount updates with one transaction, like with these distributor holders, which is really a fantastic thingy. People will see it later, and that's exactly what the SNA is now aiming for, going for tokenization and tokenization use cases. That's all where we are involved at the moment. Development is starting it's starting in the background, but I think we will see a lot of stuff coming up in the next months.
And one more thing, there was talk about native liquidity pools. Is there any time on when that will be done?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I mean, Joseph is also in the call, but we had already the first drafts and on testnet. It's working. We tested already. I was also involved in the testing, so it's working fine. I think we will do some refinement while the hard fork is coming. Starting with our DeFi portal, in parallel, we're starting with the smart tokens to introduce all these features at once first, so that everyone can use distribution to holders, can see the tokens, can trade tokens directly. Also,
that will be amazing for many token systems like LMSI, Pizza, BTFG, a bunch of others.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the thing is, you will have it in the portal like Signum RTO. So you have it with XT Wallet, which is our fantastic new plugin, which we're using. And it's then, I mean, the barrier is so low to just get an account for Signum now for new users, because you just install the XT Wallet like MetaMask. You just click on activation, you get some some small amount of Signum already, and then you can go for it. Huh?
Yeah, and the fees are so low that that sending out an activation isn't super expensive compared to like Ethereum or something.
Yeah,
Where,
we
like,
can.
just setting up an
Yeah.
for example, setting up an NFT portal takes like
Yeah.
$30.
Yeah, exactly. I think we will try to get more awareness on that later on with more, let's say, partnerships about these portal. I mean, Signum RTO is our start, but maybe we have some different portals with different directions, like art galleries, gaming, NFTs, and so on, which will come. And then it costs nothing for these guys to distribute the stuff. And if the gaming industry is incoming, because we have also this partnership with Lootboy, and they have a lot of contacts to a gaming industry, and it's all booming. And maybe, it's like you have to call with 100 of people, and then 1 or 10, up to 1 to 10 are then hitting. And maybe we have really then the right person in place, which is interested for a sustainable chain like we, and with these low costs and more or less no development costs, because everything is you can do everything in Java if you like, or you can just use our APIs, which are in place with Signum.js. So it's really a short start, or you can kick in, you can get it fast up and running. For sure, to master everything, you need a little bit more knowledge, but you can easily start. You can run your startup and go for it. And that's the funny thing, because people will see that we have it much easier to kickstart into Signum world. Now also with XT Wallet, that was, I think, our icebreaker, because now we have a super simple integration there. Oliver did also a good part there to document that. And now you can make your own business. I mean, it costs you nothing at the end, if you want to be in the crypto part.
Yeah,
and it costs
all super amazing. But I also asked a question about when will we get native liquidity pool? Is there any timeline?
Yeah. Also, coming back to your question, I mean, the thing is, the idea is behind, so native NFT pools are running. They will still, I mean, we changed a little bit path here, to be fair. At the beginning, we started to develop everything in the node, but with all the support we have now within the smart contract for tokens, we will do it now with a smart contract, but we still aim for the same. So there is no sandwich problem. It's named the sandwich problem if you have front running miners. That can't be happen. You have a code which is guaranteeing that you will get always the same price. Also, everyone is getting the same price in the same block, so there can't be any front running. Nobody can scale you on your slippage. That's something that will happen.
A kind of technical question, but is there then already an API call to get the price of an asset in the current on-chain market? I didn't think that was a
yeah. You have the liquidity pool has its own price. So you have to see you have 2 tokens, and the tokens ratio gives the price.
Oh,
so
okay, that makes sense.
That is something. I mean, I know you asked this question already on the Discord, but that's something we don't have an external price, because the liquidity pools are driven by their own prices. That's also with these why you can sometimes you can arbitrage also liquidity pools where you see on other chains, or when the market is running, for example, like with Luna, where some liquidity pools were behind some real market, and then you take this loss.
That was a massive incident, but let's not talk about that.
Yeah, exactly.
However.
Exactly. That's also why oracles are also taken with some salt, because if an oracle is not really good working and has an old price feed, then the protocol get fucked, with which we saw now.
Sorry, guys, give me a few seconds. Okay, thank you. We have now 18 people watching. Please, these people, prepare your wallet addresses. And when we finish, I will say start, and just paste your wallet address to the chat. Do not do it now, but when I say it, first one will get last Romans NFT. Thank you. It will be in several minutes. Please continue, Frank.
Okay, now you lost me a little bit, but yeah, now I lost.
You're saying about the liquidity pools,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but but I mean, the liquidity pool itself don't need an oracle at all, and the idea is more that we will optimize the code and test the code for sure again while the hard fork is coming. We start with the DeFi portal now with the smart token functionalities first. Then the idea is to have the alias market also implemented, which we have also never really focused on the Signum chain. I mean, you still can trade aliases, but it's quite basic in implementation at the moment in the classic wallet, which we want to get rid of. We don't like to have any more of these classic wallet on long term. We want to have everything.
Will the classic wallet be fully removed, or will it just remain as a legacy thing?
No, it will be removed. But first, we need to have these on portals, because then you can do everything on a portal, which is in, for example, like Signum RTO is a community project, and the DeFi portal.
Honestly, I'm not a big fan of that because the XT wallet has a few features that aren't anywhere else.
Yeah, but this will come.
Stop.
Yeah.
Let's just hook. Let's just hook in. You hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The classic wallet is end of life. That means that it's only for maintenance and critical bugs, but there won't be no features on that. So and unless we don't have covered all the features on other wallets, I'm talking about especially about XT and Phoenix wallet. I know that they're not feature complete compared to classic wallet. The classic wallet won't die, but there is no maintenance or no feature addition anymore on that wallet.
Exactly.
And this is something like we're talking about, right? Tokenization. This is the second year's strategy what you were working on. The hard fork is like the groundwork for that, and these features with the token support will come to XT wallet. I know I have a lot of work in front of me, but I like that. And the Phoenix wallet will have more token support on that. And this is still there. We are really we know about that. We have to do one step after another because So I'm just one man army here, and I have all the support from the community. Thanks for that. But this is coming, and the classic wallet will stay until everything is covered.
Yeah, exactly. But coming back, so classic wallet is end of life, and we will see that we have alternatives in place. Let's say it like this. It may be a portal, it may be a wallet, it may be a third solution. I'm not thinking about it at the moment. So, but it will be going away from the classic wallet. That's for sure. That's end of life.
Sorry, guys. A bit of might be a noob question, but how much support is there for mobile? Like, let's just say I don't have a PC. And I've just got a phone. How much support is there in Signum at the moment for mobile?
That's more my question. We have the Phoenix variant for mobile. I know that this is not perfect.
Yeah, it's missing messages as a really main important thing.
It depends on that. You can add messages, you can make interaction with smart contracts and all this stuff. There will be something coming up in general for these. I call this like this static wallets.
Missing tokens. I was confused for a second, but tokens are.
Really I know that it's missing tokens. Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying this for everybody else.
Yeah. There are a lot of other things missing in the mobile wallet. You have to say like it's never. I think wallets should. It's just my opinion on that. I mean, they should not tackle everything, but most crucial things, especially in mobile world. I say that because mobile is limited in kind of visualization and all this stuff, and you need always to keep an eye on usability. I mean, I can stuff the screen with 100,000 lines of thing, but if you cannot touch it correctly, that's so. I know one of the biggest things. This is a problem I need to solve. Also, there's no iOS support at this moment. I don't have an Apple. I don't like Apple, to be honest, but okay, it's another thing. But I have to do that.
Yes,
and the token thing will come, and there will be something else that is coming. Is like, for example, you cannot buy at this moment NFTs from the Signum art with a mobile wallet. It's not possible at this moment. So this is something, a technology behind it is called deep linking. The deep linking is quite limited on that. And my strategy is that I will generalize that, making it more generic, so that deep linking is be compatible all over the place, that we can do many more transactions than just like simple payments, and this is something that that needs to come, that needs really to come in place. And this is my commitment on that, and I hope that until the end of the year I can make it like much better on that way.
And for not getting
there are a lot of things coming up, and we have strategic focus on the things of the tokenization stuff, and this is like in first place.
And for not getting a mobile version of
we need to attract businesses, we need to attract people, we need to attract everything. It's like all about growth, what we're doing here.
So, okay, guys, I think
perfect. Thanks, Sanger.
Let's finish. Please, guests, don't leave the stream. We just will stop the stream, but little talk for 5 minutes. Okay? Yes. Okay, now watchers who wants to win the NFT, please pass your address, and first one will win this. Okay, thank you. You can say all goodbye to all